Thank you very much, guys. It is a Saturday night that is all right for fighting right here in downtown LA. Microsoft Theater, home to top-ranked boxing on ESPN. Joe Tessitore, Timothy Bradley, and Teddy Atlas with you here as we get set for Vasyl Lomachenko and the two-time title challenger, Miguel Marriaga. You know, most sports bury themselves in stats for analysis, not this sport. In this sport, it's all about what your trained eye sees. Whether you have trained championship fighters for 3 decades, whether you have been a championship fighter or called thousands of fights. And our eyes haven't seen many like Vasyl Lomachenko. This guy is extremely special with the things he offers up, Teddy.
Yeah, for me, watching a fight or a specific fighter sometimes is like looking at a movie. Yeah, believe it or not. I mean, you got anticipation to how much action you're going to get. You got anticipation to what the plot's going to be. You got anticipation to whether or not you can figure out who did it. And Lomachenko, well, he brings all that stuff. I mean, he's Oscar. He is Academy Award. He is all of those things. And he's a guy where the only negative sometimes is you feel like you already know the end of the flick. Because you know who the good guy is and who's going to win all the time. But you still buy a ticket. Oh, I forgot. No ticket even necessary. It's free this time. Just maybe some popcorn.
You say you don't necessarily know the end to this movie here. You do give some respect to Marriaga.
Absolutely, I give respect to Marriaga because Marriaga has the style to come forward and press. But I don't know if he has the temperament to be able to do that for 12 rounds and the stamina to be able to do it for 12 rounds. Marriaga got to get down and dirty. He got to get rated R. He got to get messy in there. He got to come. He has to bring the fight to Lomachenko. Bag him up. Bang him to the body. Forget about going to the head. Bang him to the body. Press him. Get rough and tough in there all night long. And do it all night long.
He can punch a little bit, Marriaga.
Yeah, he can punch a little bit
but
too.
Guess what?
What?
My old-time mentor, Cus D'Amato, I thought the smartest man in boxing, used to say, having a punch is like having a bomb. If you don't have a delivery system to get it to the target, guess what? It just makes a big hole in the ground, and when it rains, you go swimming. There's no delivery system Marriaga has to get it to the target of Lomachenko. Lomachenko has the laser to get everything to the target.
Show us that, Teddy. Show us where you say, with your trainer's eye, Lomachenko is next level.
I will show it right now. Right here, you're going to see the trickery. Lomachenko is kind of like David Copperfield. He's a magician. Sleight of hand. He makes you look one way and he goes the other way. He's going to make you look like something's coming on the right side from Lomachenko. That's where the eyes of his opponent are going. He thinks the punch, the danger's over there. Guess what? It's not over there. It's on the other side. A left hand. David Copperfield sneaks it right in there. Look one way, go another way. And he knows how to finish, just like David Copperfield knows how to bring the curtain down. Right here you see he knows what punch to choose. He's covered up his opponent. Lomachenko says, I'm going to throw the left uppercut, uncuff him, pick him up. But I'm going to also set him up for the second punch, the closing show punch, the knockout punch. I'm going to move him right into it. The left uppercut moves him into the right hook. The southpaw specialty for Lomachenko, and Lomachenko closes the show.
And that's the greatest difference when you ask, what's the difference between all the skill and the rave reviews you guys give to Lomachenko and Floyd Mayweather? Floyd is purely defensive. Lomachenko, defensive, sound just like Floyd, quick, athletic, agile, but he goes for it. He wants to close the show. Great is the most overused descriptive in all of sports, yet it's the most applicable when it comes to describing the skill of the great Vasyl Lomachenko. Yesterday, we asked Loma, we said, among the lower weight classes, 140 and down, who's the guy out there that could really give you a challenge? He paused, and with that unique confidence, he looked at us and he said, this man is yet to be born. Here's a closer look at Vasyl. Only a select few boxers are easily recognized by casual sports fans. Here in this LA press conference is one of the fight game's biggest stars. Not Mayweather, not Pacquiao, not Canelo. He's Vasyl Lomachenko,
unassuming in his manner, yet nothing less than a phenom. As an amateur, Lomachenko claimed an impressive record of 395 wins, framed against only one loss. He won back-to-back gold medals in the 2008 and the 2012 Olympic Games.
Это была детская мечта, это была моя цель моей жизни, которую я поставил в раннем возрасте. И каждый день, когда я просыпался и шел на тренировку, я думал об этой олимпийской медали. И когда я ее завоевал, это самое запоминающееся спортивное событие.
In August of 2013, Lomachenko turned pro, and only 9 fights in, he's already considered by many as one of the pound-for-pound best fighters in the world. Though he has proven a lot to the hardcore boxing fans, Lomachenko still feels he has a lot to prove to a broader audience.
Да, я могу это прокомментировать. Я до сих пор хожу спокойно по улицам. Я думал, что когда в боксе появляется человек, который может с третьего раза повторить, там, я не знаю, это 20-30-летней давности рекорд, и потом с седьмого боя завоевать второй пояс, тот, кто не делал этого вообще. Но я думаю, что я пытаюсь оставить свой след в мире бокса. Я хочу, чтобы при упоминании бокса, когда говорили о боксе, вспоминали мою фамилию и называли мою фамилию. Если заходила речь где-либо о боксе вообще в целом, вспоминали о моей фамилии. Для этого я и готов выходить каждые 2 месяца, каждые 3 месяца в ринг с топ-боксерами, с топ-уровня и доказывать это в ринге.
To stay razor sharp, Lomachenko trains in Oxnard, California with his father, Anatoly.
Это был мой отец, он и одел мне эти перчатки, и он и привел меня в зал. Он на сегодняшний день и является тем создателем той боевой машины, которая сейчас выходит в ринг и показывает высший уровень бокса.
And just like a machine, Lomachenko has been cutting through his opponents. With that level of skill, he's earned the nickname High Tech. His dynamic fighting style is a credit to his father, who taught him the importance of angles.
Это то, чему я учился практически всю свою жизнь. Это то, чему учил меня отец. Ведь так оно и есть. Сложно защитить себя, когда прилетает отовсюду. Когда прилетает с одной стороны, ты вроде как привыкаешь к этому, а тут может и прилететь удар теперь с другой стороны. С той стороны, с которой ты не ожидаешь. И когда ты успеваешь это менять и делать очень быстро это и принесет тебе успех.
And perhaps there's no more fitting venue to showcase his talent than the Microsoft Theater here in LA.
Меня привлекает то, что будет очень много людей видеть, и что очень много людей узнает о том, что есть такой боксер, как Василий Ломаченко.
And now the next challenge. This man, Miguel Marriaga, hardened pro from Colombia, started fighting when he was 12 years old. And his relentless determination has twice taken him to world title opportunities, including a spirited effort just this spring. Came up short, left dejected, but with his aggressive style, he's seen as just the right fit to really push Lomachenko tonight. And he feels he has the answer. As he readies to make the ring walk, Lomachenko thinks often about the path he has taken to arrive here. Not just from an anxious wait in the locker room to a grand entrance here in LA now, but from a young boy born in Ukraine when it was still part of the old Soviet Union, to all the dreams of boxing riches coming true. His mother was a gymnastics coach, his father a former amateur boxer. There's mom to the left, his family to the right. By age 4, Vasily was already being taught how to throw a punch, how to have the proper stance, how to stay balanced. The incomparable ring announcer, Michael Buffer, will get us set from here.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, live on ESPN, this is the main event of the evening from the Microsoft Theater here in Los Angeles, California, USA. Mr. Bob Arum.
People and the culture. 4 years he mastered the traditional Ukrainian dance until he was 13. Then he returned to boxing. And he delivered to his country unprecedented glory, a two-time Olympic gold medalist.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, yes, this is the main event of the evening, presented by Hall of Fame promoter Mr. Bob Arum and his Top Rank Incorporated in association with All Star Boxing. We're live on ESPN, and this bout is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on your car insurance. The main event, 12 rounds of boxing for the WBO Junior Lightweight Championship of the World. Sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission, Chairman John Caravelli, Executive Director Andy Foster, and the World Boxing Organization President Francisco Paco Barcarcel, Supervisor Richard DeCure. The three judges scoring will be Max DeLuca, Patricia Moore-Starman, and Pat Russell. And inside the ring, in charge of the action at the bell, referee Jack Reese. And now the officials are ready. The fighters are in the ring and they are ready. So for the thousands in attendance and the millions around the world watching live on ESPN, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing red, blue, and yellow and officially weighing in at 129.8 pounds. His professional record, 25 victories, including 21 wins by knockout, only 2 defeats. From Cartagena, Colombia, the challenger, Miguel El Escorpión Marriaga. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing yellow with red, official weight 130 pounds. He's a two-time Olympic gold medal champion. And as a professional, he has 8 victories, including 6 wins by knockout and 1 defeat. That's a split decision loss. He's recognized by many as among the best in the world, pound for pound. From Akerman, Ukraine, the two-time world champion, reigning, defending WBO Junior Lightweight Champion of the World, Vasyl Lomachenko.
Veteran California referee Jack Reese, the third man inside the ropes for us tonight.
Mouthpiece. These are good. These are right at the belt line. I'm going to let them work in here. I gave you both instructions in the dressing room. I want to mind you, listen and obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. Pelea duro, pelea limpio. Fight hard, fight clean. Poco la mano. Buena suerte.
Lomachenko, who won a world title in just his 3rd pro fight, hasn't happened in boxing in 39 years, who won a 2nd division world championship in his 7th pro fight. That's boxing's all-time record. And now another step forward as he continues to try to reach his goal of being considered the pound-for-pound best in the world.
You know, I mentioned earlier that fighters remind me of movies. If Lomachenko was a movie, he'd be The Matrix. He'd be Neo, the guy dodging everything. You can't touch him.
Lomachenko's told us in the fighter meeting he's going to start slow. He likes to show his talent. He likes to just start slow, start smooth, and then open up later in the fight.
And you know what talent that shows to me, Timmy? His intellect. In other words, he likes to see things, pervade things. He likes to think.
Solve the puzzle. Unlock it, and then finish it.
You know what I like about Lomachenko? I like the fact that he's directly in front of you. He's not moving around, dancing around, trying to find angles. He's directly in front of you. You think he's in punching range, he gets out of punching range. You think you can hit him, he makes you miss. He's constantly putting pressure on you, inching forward, putting his right foot on the outside of your left foot to get in position to land punches.
Like a great fighter in the 80s, Pernell Whitaker.
You know, it's interesting. We make so many comparisons often with Lomachenko with some of the all-time great defensive fighters. But yet, many of his punch stats also play to the other side of things, that he can be so skilled offensively. Now, you say a little later on that's when that comes about.
Well, I'll tell you one of his skills right now. He changes his opponent's mentality. Right now, Marriaga, who usually starts a little faster, is tentative. Why? Because he's afraid of missing.
Great point. Opponents land only 17% of their total punches against Lomachenko. That's #2 in the world, behind the only other two-time Olympic gold medalist who's a champ currently, Guillermo Rigondeaux.
In other words, he changes your mentality. He makes you think about not getting hurt, not getting caught, instead of catching the other guy.
Marriaga did something that he needs to do and go down to that body. He went down there with the right hand to the body.
That's one way to take some air out of those tires of Lomachenko. Go downstairs, put some water in the basement. Lomachenko, so accurate.
Lomachenko puts so much pressure on you. It's like having a car just burning gas in the middle of the driveway.
Comes in with a left hand to the body there. Perfect range right in front of you to be offensive, yet defensively superb. Flicking that right jab, doubling up that time against Marriaga.
Constantly inching forward, putting pressure on the fighter.
And he will inch backwards when you come forward. Like that.
Showing the superb skill, flawless defensively. End of round #1. Of course, that great amateur pedigree really paid off. 396 amateur fights, 395 wins.
Not bad.
Including 2 times Olympic gold medalist, was named the best boxer overall in the Olympic Games in 2008. His second pro fight, he took on a veteran in Orlando Salido, a world champion. Close fight, took a split decision loss, learned a lesson, didn't hit the gas pedal till late there, was getting ready to get rid of Salido. Doesn't even care if he ever has to avenge it because he surpassed that at this point, going on to win a featherweight world title and now a 130-pound world title. In fact, Orlando Salido was offered this fight and turned it down for $750,000. He said no, so Lomachenko marches on, and he does so right now with the second round against Marriaga.
Lomachenko's been bigger lately. Last 3 fights, 129, 130 pounds. While the last 3 fights, Marriaga has been between 125, 126. Basically a featherweight and a junior lightweight.
Well, Lomachenko's going up in weight because nobody wants to fight him at 126. Well, this guy will fight him at 130, but no one wants to fight him at 35 or 40 either.
Always interesting to get a fighter's first impressions when you're actually in there with Lomo. Bernardo Osuna was listening in to the corner of Miguel.
Yeah, and they said what any corner would say, but this is tougher against Lomachenko because of his skill set. They said, you've got to roll with his punches and then counter with the right. The right is going to be the key to beat this southpaw.
Marriaga was on the floor in his last fight. That might not be too far away from his memory.
That was a thriller, entertaining battle back in April 22nd for the featherweight title against Oscar Valdez. He was knocked down in the 10th round from a left hook that you referenced.
Sometimes you can have bats in the belfry. Sometimes you can have bad memories in your mind. Marriaga might still have that bad memory in his mind. And now he's got the boogeyman in front of him.
See Lomachenko utilizing the jab a little more here. The wide right hand. Right hand can often be so effective against southpaws if it's shot straight down.
Marriaga right now is fighting the wrong game plan against Lomachenko.
How so, Timmy?
If he wants a chance to win in this fight, he needs to step to Lomachenko, bang him to the body, make it rough and tough, make it an inside fight, and he's bagging up. Every time Lomachenko steps forward, he's bagging up, like he's trying to outbox him.
The problem is when Marriaga steps forward, quite often Lomachenko will go back just enough to make him fall short and make him feel that he's falling into a trap.
Useful right hand to the body.
If Marriaga comes forward 6 inches, Lomachenko has the ability to go back 8.
Lomachenko continues to touch him with that southpaw jab, that right hand. There he does it again.
Yeah, the old timers would say it so far very simply. Lomachenko's the boss.
More steady work rate here as we come to the final moments of round number 2, a round in which Lomachenko has landed 36% of his jabs thrown.
Everybody's gonna see here how Marriaga lands this right hand over the top. Lomachenko getting real comfortable in there, getting a little bit cocky, gets clipped, standing straight up. That's the reason why he's clipped with that right hand. Marriaga stayed low, looped the shot over the top, and hit him with a clean right hand.
It was one of 10 punches landed in that round by Miguel Marriaga. He was outlanded 21-10 by Vasily Lomachenko.
And for you young fighters out there, that's the benefit of throwing 2 punches instead of 1. The left hook misses, the right hand can land.
I asked Lomachenko in the fighter meeting, I said, what happened in that Salido fight? And he told me I started late. And what I think what he means by that is he gives a couple of maybe 4 or 5 rounds. He feels the guys out, wears them down a bit, and then goes in for the kill. He did that against Salido, and he ended up losing the fight.
But he also became a pro in that fight.
And it's unheard of for anybody in their second pro fight to take on that kind of challenge. I mean, it's utterly ridiculous to think that you would face Salido in your second pro fight.
As good as he is, he wasn't quite mentally ready for a tough, rugged guy that was going to take him 12 rounds and was going to cheat a little bit. You know, within the realm of cheating, if there is a realm of cheating. Elbows, pushing, roughing him up, not letting the golden boy have it his way.
Yeah.
He wasn't quite ready for that. But if it was a couple rounds longer, he wins. He got ready on the job.
Well, he told me never again.
Well, he's touching right now. He's touching downstairs with the left hand, trying to set up something upstairs. That's what he does. That's where he does his little David Copperfield magician stuff. Sleight of hand. Makes you think something's over here when it's really over there.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. He better not mess up on the trick because that right hand is coming close.
The right hands is the punch you like to use against the lefty. Lomachenko is a lefty. Right hands can be the southpaw killer.
But if I was Marriaga, I would actually throw that right hand to the body as opposed to always constantly trying to...
First knockdown scored of the night by High Tech. He says, come on, I'm going to sit right here in this neutral corner. You come to me. Look at this. Loma waving him in. Wide right hand from Marriaga dancing in his face.
He's the spider telling the Beetle, come on in.
Boy, oh boy, is he entertaining. He says, let's make a fight of it. Knockdown scored, antics played. Vasyl Lomachenko.
Шанс это ближняя дистанция, средняя, ты понимаешь? Только ты его растягиваешь, он ничего не может делать. Вот здесь нужно его накатывать, здесь находить. Ну так ты развернись сбоку. Сбоку.
Here's what happened.
Well, first of all, he steps on his foot. Let's get a better replay than that, guys, in the truck. You can do better. All right, here we go. You go straight back. You're still in the line of the punch. The left hand lands. Not a devastating punch, but that time we're not seeing the feet. But trust me, the feet get tangled. That happens with an orthodox and a southpaw fighter. He steps on his foot, and he also steps on his chin with a left hand and scores a knockdown. Not a devastating punch, but between legs and punch, a 10-8 round.
Straight left hand that puts Marriaga down. As you see the CompuBox numbers, the power punches in that third round, 41% landed by the champ.
Listen, if the truck hears me, look at their feet a little bit. I'm going to tell you, this guy is so calm, Lomachenko. And I'm not saying he's cheating, but he's doing anything that's available to him. He takes his right foot, the lead right foot, and he steps on the lead left foot of his opponent, knowing that he's going to trip him up, knowing that when he throws something at him, he's going to try to pull back. And guess what? He can't pull back. He gets caught with the left uppercut.
Such a sharp, accurate punch by Lomachenko moments ago with that left uppercut.
Joe, watch the
Look
feet
at it,
again.
putting his face right out there, lowering his guard defensively. Just punking Marriaga.
Well, that's being Frank Sinatra a little bit. He can croon, he can hit the high notes, but he also knows how to woo a room.
Oh, he's discouraging. I think he's just trying to discourage Marriaga and let him know I can do anything in this ring.
Absolutely.
Doesn't matter what you're trying to do.
Breaking his will with both speed, defensive prowess, every which way.
And spirit.
You got it. Touching him. Some pity pat and then some power punches. Remember, he lands 51% of his power punches, number 3 among all-time active fighters.
And he doesn't let you breathe.
Right on top of you each and every time, Teddy.
On you, like that old saying, like a cheap suit. He ain't so cheap, though.
No, he's not. Took an angle right there and landed the right uppercut. Took that angle to the left, and there was a clash of heads that Jack Reese is going to peek at both men, see if there's any damage. And there is blood now coming from the left eye of Vasyl Lomachenko.
That's the first time Lomachenko has been cut since his pro debut. He had a small cut in his pro debut under his left eye, also from a head clash.
I can tell you this, he's going to be upset when he goes into the dressing room tonight because he says that he grades his performance on how he looks after his fight. He got a cut over one eye, and he has a little welt over the other eye. He won't be happy tonight.
It's a near slip near that blue corner. Could be some ice or water. What an accurate right hand getting around that guard of Marriaga. Lomachenko picks up the pace for just a moment here. Closing moments of round number 4. Clash of heads has caused a cut around the left eye of Vasyl Lomachenko. He fights on, doubles up that left hand, goes to the body, then shoots it upstairs. Back here, ringside, there's Elena Lomachenko, Vasyli's wife, as she looks on with concern. Here's the clash of heads, Teddy.
Yeah, listen, I've been around 40 years. I'm going to take a shot that was intentional. Now, I know it could be an accident. I'm not in his mind, so I'm not the jury here. But I'm just going to say, when you're frustrated and you get to the place where you're at the cliff of hopelessness, Sometimes you try anything, even a headbutt. It looked like he threw that head forward. Either way, a cut on the left corner of the eye for Lomachenko.
That review looked like to me that Marriaga actually went back, hit the ropes, and bounced off the ropes.
Yeah, you can catapult yourself. You can hit that rope and then you can bounce off it accidentally on purpose. Or maybe just accidentally.
Look at how he's able to follow Marriaga and place those punches. Marriaga now.
This is where you got to go the body. No, that's where you got to go the body. Look, very hard to give a demerit to Lomachenko. He's as close to flawless as we have in this business right now. But right there, the head's moving, the body's stationary. Go downstairs, put some water in the basement. Take that head movement away.
Straight right hand from the tough Marriaga. Veteran contender from Colombia.
Hey, even Neo in Matrix every once in a while made a mistake.
Remember, knockdown was scored in round number 3.
So there's that little trick we talked about or we showed in the breakdown on film earlier where Lomachenko was to his right and throw the left hand.
As you said, Timmy, every which way he can dominate you, including the mental side of things. This is a fighter in complete control each and every time he's out there. Touching him to the sides, then goes to the head. Now creating just a little bit of space is the southpaw.
He's not just touching him, he's using throwaway punches. Throwaway punches that he doesn't care whether or not they land in any kind of definitive way. They set up something on the back end.
Like the master teacher he is, Teddy, right?
And it keeps Marriaga's hands at home to where he can bang on him and step around him and get on those angles.
Marriaga trying to chop down.
That's where he needs to go, downstairs to the body. Lomachenko. Don't be surprised if you see some looping shots every once in a while when Marriaga puts those earmuffs on, because you can go around the ear with shots.
End of 5. Lomachenko starting to showcase those sublime skills of his. And he has shown us more than just the physical stuff.
Timmy, you pointed out moments like this after a knockdown, waving him on into the neutral corner, saying, bring it. Lowering his guard, putting his face forward, tempting Marriaga, breaking his will every which way.
Every which way, saying that, hey, I am the best. I fear no man, not you. You can't hit me, and I can hit you anytime I want to.
Dealing with that little mouse, Teddy, under the eye. Of course, the cut was caused by the clash in the 4th round near the left eye.
And even though, you know, you guys are talking about how he drops his hands and it suggests maybe carelessness, he's aware of his surroundings. He knows when to do that, when he can get away with that. Kind of like a kid with his parent, knowing when the camera's not on, when that inside camera's not working, or when the parent's not watching, when his opponent's out of distance, that's when he will do it.
Well, Coach, I'm going to tell you this. He's brilliant, but I do not like it. You know, this is boxing. Anything can happen. Just takes one punch that you don't see. He can get careless at the wrong time and get clipped, and you can call it an accident or a lucky shot, and it's the end.
He doesn't play those antics when he's in that kind of danger zone. He's always out of that danger zone. His opponent's backing up, he'll drop the hands. He knows exactly when he can get away with those tactics.
Round 6, of course, championship 12-rounder with the WBO junior lightweight title on the line for Vasily.
See, what you got to do with Vasily, it's kind of like, again, being in a place where you're watching a magic act. You don't necessarily follow what the magician wants you to follow. He takes you, and he takes your eyes and he places them somewhere where there's a little bit of a trick of hand, sleight of hand, where you can't see where the trick's coming. What he'll do a lot of times, Lomachenko, will move to the side. Instead of turning with him, act like you're going to turn. Get him to come back in front of you and nail him when he comes back in front of you.
Marriaga finding himself off balance for a moment, and look at Lomachenko again. And now a little Ali shuffling back to business.
All these things are great. I mean, he looks great. He's possessing, he's wowing the crowd and everything. But I just turn it up. I want to see, he got all them skills in the world. Turn it up on this guy.
I think it's only a matter of time before he does, Timmy.
But Timmy, the one thing that he doesn't have hydrogen in his punches. That's the one place he hasn't been gifted. Not a huge puncher. He wants to break you down. He knows what his strength is, and I hate to use this word, but he might even know what his weaknesses are. Kind of like the Clint Eastwood movie. You know, man must know his limitations.
Coach, he's a bully. He loves beating on people.
That's what he's doing here at the end of 6, Timmy.
He's a bully.
He can back it up.
He's picking up the pace there. Strafing attack, landed that right hand that time.
Look, he's being forced to do it on the front end with an opponent who's just trying to survive right now. If he has to do it on the back end, back up and counter, he can do it.
6 dominating rounds in the books for Vasyl Lomachenko. Number 3 in ESPN.com's pound-for-pound list. Number 6 is ringside. There's unbeaten American Terrence Crawford from Omaha, Nebraska. He has 2 of the World Championship belts at 140 pounds. The other 2 are owned by Julius Ndongo. They're going to meet up. 4 belts on the line on August 19th.
Look into my eyes, burn a rage. Are you feeling afraid? I am what you made. Never keep me from my rise. It's a new day. I'm moving away, breaking through the chain. Ain't no stopping me. Ain't no holding me down. 'Cause now I see beast inside me.
Crawford is something special. Ndongo is the ultimate road warrior. From Namibia to Russia, he scored an upset knockout, claimed a belt. Went to Scotland, took on the champ Ricky Burns, beat him, won a belt. Now he's coming stateside to try to grab all 4 against Crawford. Gonna be a good one.
Yeah, I mean, the difference with Crawford is number 3 on my pound-for-pound list. Lomachenko number 1, Ward number 2. 2 and 3, very close. I mean, that's a great compliment just to be that high. But for me, Crawford, believe it or not, he has more physical ability than Lomachenko. He just goes about it a different way, but he has more power, more physical presence than Lomachenko. Lomachenko just has more dimensions.
Well, I like Crawford. He's actually number 2 on my pound-for-pound list. You know, Andre Ward, I have him number 1. Crawford, how many guys you see right now that can turn southpaw, knock you out in southpaw position, turn right-handed or orthodox, knock you out in that position as well? He's the only guy right now in boxing that's doing that. That's the reason why I have
There
number 2.
used to be a player years ago in football, Kurtz, a defensive end, they called him the freak. That's what I call Crawford. Physically, he's a freak. That's why he can move up so many weight dimensions, because of his size and his abilities.
Lead left uppercut from Lomachenko here. Now places a right hand to the body and comes upstairs with that right hand to follow. Trying to split the guard. Goes around, doubles up the left hand. Comes back. 2 uppercuts on the inside now.
Can anybody say demoralizing?
That is it, isn't it, Teddy? If you're Marriaga, what could you possibly be thinking right now?
I want out.
Every which way you are outclassed. And keep in mind, Marriaga's a 2-time title challenger.
I think what you're thinking right now is what my great mentor Customato used to say, a different line of work.
Good body shot, backs him up. Good body shot again. Uppercut comes, wraps around the guard with a right hand. Lomachenko in prime form here in the 7th.
Jack Grease, experienced referee, getting a little closer, putting his eyes on Marriaga.
Chopping down with a right hand. Left uppercut just off the mark. Marriaga's taking damage. Lomachenko, right uppercut that time.
But let's give a little credit to Marriaga here. A lot of those punches are missing. A lot are being thrown, but a lot are missing. Two reasons why he's still there. One is because he is moving his head. He is surviving. And the other, he's got the heart of a fighter.
Vasyl settles in for just a moment, creates some range. Let's see if he goes on the attack in these last 20 seconds.
See, it's not just about the technical moves, the physical abilities. It's about the calmness. You have to be very calm to see the things in that ring in an uncalm place that Lomachenko sees.
Bolo's up that left hand before firing it off, and a knockdown scored with a sweeping punch from Vasily. With a second to go in the round, Lomachenko scored the second knockdown of his night. That is it. Fight is over. Marriaga will take no more. TKO victory for Vasyl Lomachenko.
See, that's where you need a compassionate, intelligent corner to do the right thing. The right thing was done.
In that seventh round, Lomachenko landed 44% of his total punches. More impressive were the power punches, including this last one that we will watch again. As his father, Anatoly, wraps Vasily in the Ukrainian flag and a celebration from family.
Take a look at the knockdown here. He gets trapped in the corner. When you're trying to get away from something so fast, you lose your footing. You get discombobulated. Not big damaging punches, but the spirit has already been crushed. He's trying to get away. His feet are under him. And I talked about it earlier. When the earmuffs are up, you go around those earmuffs. And that's exactly what Lomachenko did that. The earmuffs were up. The opening was around, behind the ear. And that's exactly what he did. He aimed that punch behind the ear. Marriaga was trying to get away. Lost his footing, went down.
He threw 83 power punches in that last round, landing 40 of them. With a second to go, the best one of all. For the official particulars, here's Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, the challenger's corner informed referee Jack Reese that he was unable to continue. The end comes at the very end of round number 7. The winner by TKO victory and still WBO junior lightweight champion of the world, Vasyl Lomachenko.
Exactly what he said he wanted to do tonight. He said, I want to finish fights in a way that gives people a show, that gives people a reason to take on more interest in this great sport. Vasyl Lomachenko, TKO win. We will hear from him when we return. Vasily's wife, Elena, taking pictures of the celebration after her husband just defended his world title as his mom, Tatiana, looks on. All smiles ringside, and why not, guys, when this was the performance from Vasyl Lomachenko?
One man being the boss, one man looking to win, one man looking to survive, one man landing the power punch right there. Lomachenko landing that power left hand as Marriaga touched the canvas. Here, playing around with him, even keeping an elbow under his throat so he could tap him on the head. Marriaga couldn't even tap him back. And there's the knockdown. And again, behind the gloves. Lomachenko goes where the opening is. No opening in front, go around the glove. Where the peripheral vision can't pick it up. Finish the fight strong.
The skyrocketing ascent. Only 10 pro fights in, now 7 knockouts, 2 division world champion. Vasyli's with Bernardo.
All right, Vasily, you make it to double digits in fights. Impressive fashion. It seemed like you enjoyed breaking him down. What kind of performance did you want to have tonight on ESPN in front of these fans?
Thank you very much, all. Thank you very much who support me. It was interesting. Thank you. It was very interesting fight for me. I have this fight. I have more experience. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Now, when you look at your performance, you always say, I judge my performance based on how my face looks. You've got a cut, you've got a mouse under your eyes. How will you judge your performance?
I need training my defense. I need to work on my defense.
All right. The offense was actually working pretty good tonight. But everybody wants to know the future. Who do you want to fight next, Vasily?
For me, it doesn't matter. Anybody. I want to fight. I want to unify titles. For me, it doesn't matter.
Vasyl Lomachenko keeps climbing in the pound-for-pound rankings. Can't go any higher than Teddy has him.